Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. So coming back again today with this Hunkydory Special Days Luxury Topper collection. This is the sort of collection that's supposed to cover over most of the big sort of occasions throughout the year, and this one is the super cute Easter wishes. So we've got the beautiful little bluebird blue tit in the large circle there, and then you've got the blue tit on his own in this smaller one. You've got a lovely little rabbit here. We've got a rabbit here just for you. Thank you for being such a blessing. All the best. Happy Easter. Or is it Hoppy Easter? It could be Hoppy or it could be Happy. And then you've got the border as well. So that's the elements or the topper bits, and then if I turn that around the right way, you've got the foiled blue tit with the little butterflies, the bluebells, daffodils, and all those sort of flowers that are around at the beginning of the year. We should hopefully begin to see some here shortly, as you know, once the storms are past us. So then we've got our bunny with his little Easter eggs and this beautiful floral border. And then the two inserts, just because I did get the bigger kit with the little book as well, and we've got our little blue tits on there. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a piece of 6x12 cardstock, no surprise there, and let's bring in the scoreboard. So the first card I'm going to do is a twisted easel I thought. So I'm going to score at 6. And then, so let me just fold that over. So, and then I want to go, it's harder for me with this smaller board. Actually, I might just do it with a ruler instead. I just want to go corner to corner. So I'm just going to use a ball tool, just popping that into that corner. I could do it on my trimmer as well. There's a little groove there that sometimes I use to score things. That should then, just if I ease that nicely, over. And then we've got our piece which is going to stand. Let's get that one burnished down. So obviously it doesn't score as well when it's not on the scoreboard, but it does the job. So that's how we are looking at the moment for our twisted easel. So let's bring in our trimmer and we'll start to cut some layers. So the foiling on this kit is all gold. So I'm going to do a piece for the base first. I'm taking a 6x6 Miri mat. And I'm just going to take 2 notches off 2 of the sides. Now I am going to use the insert for that, so I'm going to cut that on the guillotine. Just find the inserts don't really cut so very well on here. So for this piece here, again I'm going to do the same thing because there's still a narrow border. So I'm going to take 2 notches off 2 of the sides, and then I'm just going to cut it straight from corner to corner. Here we go. And that should fit quite nicely onto there. If you want a slightly bigger border, what you can do is take a little bit off this side and this side rather than cutting down that diagonal. If that diagonal is right, you know, if it ain't broke, don't try and fix it. Just take a little bit off the side and the bottom, and you'll find that that brings that down a little bit. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to bring in this pretty cardstock, and it is going to be a bit of a shame because I am going to cut it at 5 3/4. Let me just think. So there's no way I'm going to be able to use that because my butterflies would be upside down. So I'm going to come in at 5 3/4 that way. That way I may possibly be able to cut those butterflies out or those flowers and use that elsewhere. And then I'm just going to cut this down the diagonal. Now let me just see. So I want that to be down the base. So I want to go from that corner to that corner, and that's worth thinking about if you've got a piece of paper or cardstock like this that has a particular pattern, or in this case a border on it. So now, because I've cut it that way, it's going to be on the bottom of my cardstock. Okay. Now this one is not wasted. You can, I mean, obviously it would look okay that way round. Obviously your flower's pointing up. So you could do another one of these type of cards if you wanted to. Or there are, you know, other cards like your little pyramid cards and things that you could use that on as well. I mean, worst comes to worst, you could square it up a bit and use it as a mat. Okay, so now for that bottom piece, like I said, I do want the bird, so out of this insert, so I'm going to cut that 5 3/4, and then that should fit, oops, onto there quite nicely. There we go, perfect. So you've still got a decent amount of insert there. That piece I'm just going to get rid of. Okay, so the glues I'm going to be using today, so because I'm using the paper, I will be using the Dotty tape pen. I'm also going to be using the Kalau tacky glue, which is a PVA based glue, and the Kalau all-purpose glue, which is an alcohol based glue. Okay, so let's pop these bits on and then we can get on to the much more interesting bit of the decorating. This is my favourite bit. So the reason why I don't use tacky glue on this is just because of the water content in it. With this being a paper, or a thinner paper, the water can soak into it and it can bubble up a little bit, I find anyway. There's probably some glues out there that have, that are like the Kalau tacky glue that do have a lower water content that you probably would get away with. But that's not in my little arsenal of glues at the moment. So okay, so just giving that a good press down because I do want it to function as a proper insert anyway. Okay, now I have to decide how I want my card to stand. So I could have my top piece coming over, but it is going to hide the bird if I do it that way. So if I turn it round, I'm going to have that bird in the corner, but what I will do is take this this triangular piece a little higher up so that you're going to see, you're going to be more likely to have it at that sort of angle to notice it really. Okay, so now our paper's on cardstock, I can just go in with my normal glues. And we'll pop in our bird into that corner like I just said. And let's pop down. Oh, it's shifted. Sometimes you can just do that when you're pressing it. With it being a liquid glue, that is the beauty of this glue, is that it does give you this wiggle room time, but you also just have to be careful that it hasn't shifted and moved while you're working with it really. Okay, so again I'm going to come with my normal glues. Make sure I get a bit in those corners, and then we can come over, pop that on. So again, we can just have a little fiddle with it if it's not quite where we want it to be. A little close to the edge there, so I'm just going to pop that into the middle. Just don't want it to splurge out of those corners. I can come in and pop like so. Okay, so now we've got a card that when it stands up, that's what it's going to look like. So let's put that to the side. And then obviously I'm going with the big blue tip in the circle. Really love this pink frame in the middle, but I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I don't think I will. Actually, no, I've changed my mind already. Yes, I am going to use it. Okay. So my plan for the decorating of this was that, this is why I've just remembered I am going to use that pink. Obviously this is going to go on like so. And then I'm going to have this one come into this side. So I'm not putting it in the middle where it would normally be. I'm coming right over to this edge. And then again, I'm going to come over to this edge with this one. So that when this all stands up, you're going to get those radiating circles going out. So what I need to do now is just work out how I want to glue these down. So I'm just going to, so remembering that we've got a north, east, south and west on here. I'm going to use tacky glue. I'm going to go flat with this first piece. And I want to stay within my card. So I don't want to go outside of the real estate, if you like, of my card. So I might come down a little bit more towards that middle. And then this one here, I'm going to come in with some 1mm pads. Oops, where's that come from? Oh, from there. Okay, so just trimming these pads super narrow, and then I'm going to cut those in half because this is quite a narrow circle. Oops. There we go, and this one doesn't seem to have a particular pattern on it. So what I'm going to do is lay this over the top, and then we can kind of work out where these need to go. So I want to put quite a few on. I do want a nice amount of support for it. And while I'm doing this, I'll just talk to you a little bit about next week. So this is going to be the last video of this series until Friday. So there will be some sneak peeks coming up next week again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, of some exciting things coming up towards the end of the week. And then I'm still going to do on Wednesday, you will have 2 videos because I still want to do another Wednesday workout one. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. But that is going to, so there will be 2 videos on Wednesday, but one of them will be a sneak peek, one will be the Wednesday one. And then by Friday it will be back to normal, so just every other day. So we're going to come in, just making sure I'm not going to go over, so we go there. And then this one, we're going to come in with some 2mm pads. Now, because a lot of this is going to be, you're not going to see very much of the yellow through here, what I can do is quite safely, as long as I stay just away from those 2 edges, pop these into the middle. Should be fine there. And I will just test it out before I pop my topper on. But that should be, yeah, a nice amount to keep that going. Okay, I'm still going to put some tacky glue on just in case. If I don't put it on, you know there's going to be disaster. Okay, and I just want to make sure turn that around just a little bit, I think. So there, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, and then we need, I'm going to use the sentiment as the stopper. So as this is probably the only Easter card I'm going to do, I'm going to use the happy, or I'm not sure if it's hoppy or happy, but it could be either. It has got the bunny on it, but that's fine. And let's use these. No, we'll use the 2mm ones because we do want a nice little bit of loft for that to stay behind. Again, tacky glue. And then what I'm going to do is just sort of guess where I want that to be. I think maybe about there is going to be good. There. And then we just want some gems. Now, thinking pink or blue. Maybe blue. So I've got these like pale ice blue ones, which might be nice. So these are new ones. And let's pop one in this corner here. Go for quite a nice big one. And these are nail gems again. And then if I pop you down, do not move. Just going to pop two up here. Actually, go to this size. One. Two. That's going to be my three. Let's just check that one's not moved. Okay. It's just a little bit more glue than I would like. So what I can do is just put it away and then give that a little press down again. Okay, and that is going to be card number 1, a little twisted easel. So I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I've taken a piece of pink adorable scoreable. This isn't this year's adorable scoreable, it would have been last year's. But the colour's still matching with the pinks on there, so it's going to be fine. And I've already cut it to 5 by 10. I'm just going to make one of my teeny tiny little steppers. So I'm putting this at the 1 inch mark past there. And then I'm going to cut from 1 to 6. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. 1 to 6. And then at the 5 inch mark, while it's in this trimmer, just going to score across that middle point of the card. It's just easier to do in here than to try and find it on the scoreboard. But that is where we're going next. So scoreboard comes in, and we're going to score at 1 to the line, 2 and 6. And then I'm going to turn it over and do the same on the other side. So 1, 2 and 6. And then what I can do is go across that middle line, because I know now where it is. I can just put my score tool in and it'll find the hole, you know, the groove sort of thing. So let's come in and give these folds of preparation. Let's get this moving in the right direction. There we go. This is just part of my recent sort of desire, if you like to use up more of my adorable scoreable. I kind of buy it every year. And I don't know, I'm not afraid to use it, but it's just, it's not my go-to, but because these little steppers are only 10 inches long, it's perfect for them. Okay, so we've got our little stepper, and what I'm going to do is use up all bits from my bit box mostly for this one. So I've got a load of bits of gold, there's a few more there as well, from recent cards that I've made. So this piece of across the bottom needs to be 2 notches under 5 inches, and then 2 notches under 1. So that one's there. And then these 2 arms, if you like, need to be 2 notches under 4. And then 2 notches under 1. I might just use a little bit of tape to hold that in place. So that is number 1. And then 2 notches under 4. And 2 notches under 1. Okay, so I'm going to throw those pieces away, they're not much good for anything now. And this piece in the middle is 3 by 4, so 2 notches under 3 and 2 notches under 4 is going to be that piece on there. I'm going to bring back in this piece that we just cut off that other piece of card, and I'm going to use this for my arms on the side of my card. So I'm going to cut this down to 3 3/4, and then I'm going to take 3/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch. So we've got these beautiful flowers coming in. And then for the bottom of this card, I'm going to take the pink off here. So I'm just going to cut that to 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to take that to 4 3/4. And then for the last little piece, I actually think I might use that insert rather than the card, because you're not really going to see a lot behind it anyway, but it will just bring in, that's the wrong cutter for this, let's get rid of that one, I used to forget, just bring in my guillotine. We're going to use it as a decorative paper. So we know it's 4 inches long, so it is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, is that right? Yes. Doubting myself for a moment there. And you can see it just brings that little bit of texture, that little bit of yellow to the card. So now we can do some assembling. So you can see this one, you know, all those little bits, those inserts and things, you can use them up. I did have a really good tidy up yesterday. I didn't do any crafting yesterday. I was doing tidying and rearranging and things. And I did have a good clear out, mainly because I've got a load of stuff that is going to the brownies. Brownies for you guys in the States, it's a bit like Cub Scouts. I think you have them over there, Adventure Scouts, that sort of thing, you know. Young girls mainly for brownies, but I think they do accept boys now. And they do sort of various activities, learning, fun-based learning basically. But yeah, I've got a box and a bag of things. So I was just, because I know that's going down there, I was sorting out bits and pieces. So there are a few kits and stuff to go to them, but there's also some odd bits as well, which I've put in because, you know, even if they're just having fun cutting them up, it's better than them going in the bin, isn't it, really? So that's why I was doing that tidying up yesterday. Plus I did get a bit more storage for my pens. So I'm sorting out, I've now got a colouring cart or trolley, and I've also got a colouring trolley, and I've also got my Hunkydory design team trolley as well. So just trying to keep everything organised, or at least a little bit more organised than I usually am, which is 0. So these just need to go on. I think actually what I will do is just put a couple of dots on there. I'll put my normal glues on. Straighten this out. Again, some dots. And we just make sure we've got that the right way round. Yes. I do like to put a couple of dots on with these little pieces lately, because I've just been finding that sometimes they pop a little bit, like that one's trying to do pop off. And I worry that it's going to move in the meantime. There we go. So you wouldn't think that's a little Frankenstein card made up of all bits and bobs that have been left over from other ones. So liking that a lot. So next I'm going to bring in these toppers. I'm coming in with a rabbit. The rascally rabbit. I think we'll go with Just For You. I was tempted to go with Thank You for Being Such a Blessing, but there's already quite a lot of pink on there. Actually, now I'm going to sort that out for all the best, because that's yellow. Well, we'll see. Thinking that one's got the bird on, so we'll see, we'll see. Right, let's pop these out. So we know where our little rabbit's going. That's going pride of place in the centre. And then, yeah, I'm going to stay with that one, I think. And I'll grab a little bit of ribbon. I've got some pink ribbon there. And we will do that. Okay, so I want some 1mm foam pads. So it has got a sort of, you can either go side to side or top to bottom, but what you don't want to do really is go on the wonk. You want to try and get it one way or the other, I think. So I'm going to try and get those flowers at the bottom. So I've got some of these 1mm ones that were left over from that first card. And I might have to just cut 1 or 2 more. So let's just get that one there. Get that one on there. And there. Do we want another one? Yeah, I'm just going to pop one over there, I think. pop these off. Neighbour's dog's barking today. It's not Princess. Up the other way, up the other side of the road, they have a boxer. Yeah, I've never seen it. I know they've got it because they've told me they've got it. But you hear him every now and then just having a little bark. Henry comes in when he hears him. George answers him back. George don't take that kind of nonsense from nobody. Right, so 2mm in the middle. You could go even higher, I think would be quite cool with this one. Let's see, how's that? No, too much bits in those middles. Just cut those in half. And maybe pop that one in the middle. There we go. So just give that you have to let me know if you've got this kit, what you think of it. I've sort of been working my way through it differently this time, because normally what I do when I'm working through a kit is I pick my favourites out, or favourites that I know other people will like my mum, my nan, my nephews, my sisters, etc. But this time I didn't. I just matched up all the toppers and the inserts together, popped them in a file, and I've literally just been taking the first one out and working through it, and it's quite nice because I don't really know what's coming up, because I looked at them when I got them, obviously, and when I was matching them up, but you know, you forget, don't you? So I don't know what's coming up bar the one that I've just taken out, if you know what I mean. So obviously I can see the one behind it when I take it out, but right, so that's our little card as it stands at the moment. I did pull out this pink ribbon. Let's grab my little girl's ribbon tire. Just proof that the tools will last forever if you look after them, or even in some cases don't look after them. So just going to tie that off, just a nice tiny little bow. Just pull those legs down a little bit. Trim that off. Now I also want to grab some pink gems. Now, buried them under some new ones. We could go with pink pearls. I've got those ones, which are very bright. I've got these pearls as well, which are a bit too bright. Or I could go with a green, couldn't I? Green might be quite nice. Let's go with green. Yeah, sort of fresh, Eastery, spring-like. Put that out of the way. Awesome. Right, let me just put the lid on that because it's leaking a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go with one on this corner. Nice big one there, and then grab some smaller ones. And if the glue comes out, anticipation, put one on each of all of these corners. There we go, and that's going to be my odd number. You could mix your gem colours up if you wanted to. And last one. There we go, so that's there. Yep, happy with that. Let's pop those out of the way. And then if I pop some tacky glue on there. And it's going to be difficult for me to hold this up for you, so you will just see it probably at the start of this video and on Pinterest, Facebook, sort of places. That is going to go onto there like so. Could even have gone with a green ribbon, would have been quite cute. That is going to be that finished card. So let's just bring in our little twisted easel that we did first of all. With that little happy or hoppy Easter, and that one's there. So this is the one that's just simply titled Easter Wishes. Still got all of those toppers, little toppers. I've got that whole piece there, and I've got that massive piece there, and an insert, and a bit of an insert as well. So I will make cards up with that after this video. You will see those on Pinterest after tomorrow. But that's it for today. So all I can say is thank you for watching, thank you for your support, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye.